Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Welcome. You're now tuned into the Boxing Voice. ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another spontaneous edition of the Boxing Voice Radio #TBV podcast. We are live. This is the third episode, so I hope you subscribe. And if you're hearing this for the first time, that this is the third episode, you had no clue, you should subscribe. Hit that bell notification so that you get those notifications. You become part of the squad. Receive all the updates whenever we go live. So today, we're back for a three-peat, and we're back with some breaking news to talk about Vasyl Lomachenko versus Guillermo Rigondeaux and how they have sold out all the tickets in Madison Square Garden, the theater. So if this is something you're interested in this hardcore fans' wet dream of a fight, definitely stick around. The number is 14255695241. We'll be breaking it down a little bit. We'll be talking about the ticket sales, and we'll be talking about the lackluster promotion. No press conference, no conference calls, no nada. Let me head on out to a state full of a lot, the Golden State, and my co-host, Matt, the Hipster Hunter.
Vasyl production.
This is a beautiful performance against a very tough guy in Michael Johnson. How do you feel about it?
Fuck that. Conor McGregor.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rope into a knockout. When the main thing is, I just hope the guy. I wish.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Yes, the hipsters here. Haters beware. And Guillermo Rigondeaux does get some haters as well. And so far, though, this fight has really been seen with universal praise. I really don't see anyone hating on this fight. And it makes sense when you look at it being sold out now 2 months in advance of a hardcore fans fight. This fight does not really cater to the casuals in a lot of ways. Yet, does that excuse a lack of promotion or zero promotion so far? Does it excuse no official press conference so far? Does it excuse no media calls at all? Does it excuse all these things that Top Rank, the lead promoter of this event, hasn't been doing? I don't know, and I can't wait to chop it up with you, Ness, and the callers to see what the gauge is from the fandom about should Top Rank be doing more for a fight that means so much to us hardcore fans, or should we expect them not to do this because it has Guillermo Rigondeaux in it and because this fight does really have a hardcore fan ceiling?
Matt, I just want to know, is this a way of making Rigondeaux less popular than what he is, holding him back, not allowing the people to see who's eventually going to win? Is this a ploy by Top Rank, afraid? Because if the whole world isn't watching, it doesn't matter if Lomachenko loses again. Not to say that he is, but I don't understand when you have what we consider a super fight. It's on HBO. What's the problem? Am I maybe being anxious? Are we too? Is it too early to be asking for a press conference because we still got maybe 60 days? Maybe 60 days?
No, it's not too early to ask that. But let me answer your question with another question. And it's sort of a two-part question. In your opinion, do you think Guillermo Rigondeaux is potentially a career-defining fight for Vasyl Lomachenko? That's the first part of the question.
Oh, hell yeah. This is the career-defining fight.
It's just, you don't have to give too much into it. It's fine. Do you think Top Rank thinks that?
Yes. I think that this is, yes.
I don't know.
Answer.
I don't know if Top Rank views Guillermo Rigondeaux as the career-defining fight of Lomachenko, because the way I think about it is promoters often put everything they have into a fight or into a specific fighter in a specific fight when they think that is the fight. You know, for Golden Boy and Canelo, it was Mayweather and Triple G. You can tell they pushed everything they had as a company into those two fights because they knew those two fights had the biggest potential to pop, in a sense. I don't get that feeling from Top Rank that they are pushing their entire promotional entity into this career-defining fight for one of its biggest stars and boxers. I don't feel that. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm not watching ESPN enough. That could be a potential factor. But I have not seen that. I have not felt that. I have felt this disdain from Top Rank and that side of this fight and of Guillermo Rigondeaux that this is something that I feel like they got drug into, that they reluctantly have chosen to do, and it shows in their promotion.
It is, man. I just don't get the logic behind not promoting this one properly. It's in the New York City area. I think it can do well, but I made a mistake and said HBO. Obviously, this is Top Rank on ESPN. It's being labeled matte solid gold. I guess that's because both men have won numerous gold medals in the Olympics.
Yes. And I know there was a quote from, I think it was Bob Arum in the press release about this that said, never in the history of boxing has two men with two gold medals in the Olympics face each other. That could be true. I can't think of anything close to that.
I'll give you the quote. He says, this is the Big Apple's second hottest ticket on the secondary market next to the Bette Midler Broadway smash.
Some shit.
Hello, Dolly, said Hall of Famer promoter Bob Arum, founder and CEO of Top Rank. The Lomachenko versus Rigondeaux title fight is a signature event in the sport of boxing. It matches two greatest fighters in Olympic boxing facing off against each other. Never before in the history of boxing have two boxers, each the winner of two Olympic gold medals, faced each other in a professional boxing match. There you go, Matt. So you were right.
I'm not going to fact check him on this because it's, again, like he's not legally bound to be right. He's a promoter. So that could be hyperbolic, but that does seem to be right. This does seem to be this really big fight within the boxing community. And then that goes to another point of, is Top Rank really at fault for this lack of promotion? Is this fight really big outside of us? Outside the people that listen to the show, the people that love boxing, that breathe and eat and dream and live this sport? Like, is it big for everyone else? Is it the people that watch Canelo Triple G and watch Mayweather McGregor this year? Those people that just watched those two fights this year, are they going to watch Rigondeaux Lomachenko? I tend to say no. And I also tend to think that no matter how much promotion Top Rank, specifically Top Rank as entity, puts into this fight, there is a limited ceiling to how many eyeballs will watch this fight. You have two guys that are non-speakers. You have two guys that are in the lower weight classes. You have two guys who are, I would say, limited in exposure in a lot of ways. Just because they have such a great amateur pedigree doesn't mean everyone saw that. In fact, most people did not see that. The people that saw these guys in the pros most likely didn't see them in the amateurs. So, again, I think I don't absolutely blame Top Rank for not throwing everything they have as a company this year into this fight. But I also don't. I'm also going to say that they haven't promoted this fight. And I think the two are not mutually exclusive. We can say that they have not promoted this fight properly, but I can also say I understand why.
I don't understand why. I think in the case of two men not speaking English, you probably need a little more promotion than you probably need to do just a little bit more because there's no side to carry the promotion. So the promoter has to promote, the publicist has to promote, and the media have to do their job, write articles and talk about how good this fight should be. I was thinking about this fight not too long ago. I think it was the day I was with my best friend. We talked all that boxing. And while I'm extremely confident in Rigo, and I'm probably going to be picking him right off the bat, I am worried. He's moving up. He's shorter. He's older. He throws fewer punches. The cards are stacked against him. But at least the odds are not. I mean, every poll that you look at, this is 50-50 or 51-49. Rigo's poll on his own Instagram and Twitter said 51-49 for Lomachenko. And he loved it. He loves that he's challenging himself, and I love it. I just hope that they get the recognition they both deserve, and they get the eyeballs necessary. It is going to be a historic event, man. So I hope they do begin to pick up the speed on promoting this one. 2 months out, they still can turn things around. No, I mean,
100%. I'll put it this way.
Give them an idea. Give them an idea. What could they do now? They're both taking it to the New York City area. What's going on here in casual world that we can piggyback Rigondeaux and Lomachenko off? Maybe a first pitch at the Yankees, Giants versus the Jets. And look, I'm strictly throwing this shit out. You know, I don't watch any of those other sports, but anything happening in the end of this year, because I mean, I just want these guys to get the shine. I don't want them to be sending subliminal tweets like Terrence Crawford about, feeling underpromoted.
No, I got a couple ideas. One, Guillermo Rigondeaux, because he is a Spanish speaker. You can throw him on any Spanish-speaking platform, and he can do well. You throw him on ESPN Deportes. You throw him on everything that is Spanish-speaking as top ranked. And I'm not Spanish-speaking, so I'm not even going to delve into anything beyond ESPN Deportes that he can go on. But I guarantee you that is a huge market that he can tap into, especially in the New York area. It's not just Cubans, it's Puerto Ricans, it's Mexicans, it's Spanish, it's Dominicans, it's everything. So there's a lot of different markets that you can tap into as a Spanish speaker. Do that. Again, that's not really a top-ranked job, but it's top-ranked job to promote this fight. So put Guillermo Rigondeaux in those positions. Rock Nations definitely has the connections to do that, in my opinion. So Rock Nations, you can do that. For Vasyl Lomachenko, there's limited things because, again, I think his market's smaller. Though you throw him because I think he's a little bit more known. You throw him in with the throwing out the pitch on the first game of, well, not really baseball because baseball's wrapping up, but you throw him in there at a Knicks game or something like that. That makes sense. You throw him in there at the UFC event with the guy that he sparred with in the UFC, TJ Dillashaw, former champion. You sort of tap into that audience because there's that connection with TJ Dillashaw and the UFC fans because that one sparring session they had. That would help. You do little things like that. Beyond the obvious, you start heavily promoting on social media, promos, highlight reels of both these guys, and you put it on ESPN, you put it in commercials of First Take, you put it in commercials of everything. You put in commercials of playoff baseball, you put in everything like that. You start putting promos and highlight reels of these two men because that could potentially sell because these guys are incredible boxers. But that's about it. I mean, again, they are limited in what they can do from a casual fan perspective.
Do we get to see these guys on Sports Center, First Take? I don't know. Does Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith invite him up? Where? I mean, I'm sure that ESPN Deportes, their podcast, is at least going to invite Rigo. They've always had him on there.
100%. ESPN Deportes will have Rigo a lot, extensively, I would say. Lomachenko is one of those guys where I don't know how well of a English speaker he is. So I can't really speak on can he handle a First Take interview. And not really handle it, but be successful at it. Capitalize a First Take interview into adding more eyeballs. I don't know about that. They threw Triple G on the Breakfast Club. Did that capitalize on more viewers? I don't know. There's an argument to that, and I would tend to say agree, but I would say Triple G has better English than Lomachenko at this point. So I don't know. I think they are limited in what they can do.
Now, it's going to be a couple of days shy of 6 months since Rigo's been in the ring when he had his no contest to Moses Flores, which I don't know, that could be argued. Did he deserve to have a no contest? When was I think Vasyl's last time out was in July, no?
It was July or August. It was an ESPN card against Mariaga.
True. Layoff, you think that's typical? It's not a bad layoff. Rigondeaux's always on Instagram and Twitter showing how in shape he is. He's rolling around on the floor, showing he's doing different types of ninja training. I mean, is the 6 months off a big deal? Should we be worried, or this is perfect?
No, it's Rigondeaux. I mean, Rigondeaux has
both men are right there with the time off, is what I'm saying. So both men are actually.
I understand that, but I'm saying that Rigondeaux has taken time off before, so this is not a new thing for him. And again, like you said, he's always in shape. And same with Lomachenko. Both these guys are 365 sort of lifestyle boxers. So I'm not worried about the layoff at all. I think these guys would be in their best possible shape come December.
Like I said, I was talking to my best friend about this one, and I get worried that Rigo will fall into this waiting kind of fighting style where he's trying to counterpunch, and Lomachenko's just too fast with the in and out, multiple punch combination style, different angles. I mean, how do you see this? I mean, it's obviously your initial, assessment of it, but did that come across your mind? Because I'm still very confident, but at the same time, still very worried that the speed may be an issue, even though Rigo's timing is what is truly makes him special.
I'm not going to make a pick yet. I definitely want to watch a lot more tape with both these guys, but my initial idea about the fight.
Now, are you going to watch all 9 fights?
And all of Rigondeaux's, yes, of course. Come on. You got, as a hardcore hipster like myself, you got to get hyped for this one. But anyways, I think it's going to look similar to what you said. I think Rigondeaux is going to look to bait him in, look to counter, look to catch him with a big shot, a big hook. And Lomachenko is going to be in and out, darting with jab, darting with quick shots, and looking to confuse him with his angles and his footwork. Because really, Rigondeaux actually likes to just stay not still, but he likes to stay in the same spot, and then read his opponent on the entry, shift and then counter. I think Lomachenko is really gonna give him a lot of issues with his speed and with his angles, his footwork. If Rigondeaux catches him enough, he can change the fight and change the complexion of it and the momentum of it. But he has to do that a lot. And like you said, I think Lomachenko's work rate is going to be something that's an issue for Rigondeaux, who really doesn't have a high work rate. But he can definitely catch you if you're coming in and you're coming in any sort of lazy way.
Totally agree, man. He's a bit chinny, though. He's gone down from lesser opponents. Nonito Donaire put him down, not calling him a lesser opponent, but I remember Rigondeaux touching the canvas.
Much more power than Lomachenko, in my opinion.
Excuse me?
I would say Nonito Donaire has much more power than Lomachenko, in my opinion.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like pound for pound power, yeah, I would say Donaire has more power than Lomachenko.
Well, it's time to open up these phone lines. This was a quick announcement show to congratulate all the hardcores that your fight's done it. They sold it out, man. So that at least they proven partially to the promoters that it was worth making this one. Quick word from our sponsors, and then we're going to jump out to you guys. Remember the number 1-425-569-5241. Add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to call us internationally, absolutely free from anywhere in the country. That's NESTORGIBBS.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Going out to Atlanta.
I told y'all a long time ago, the Kirkland will go down 3 rounds.
Who's next? I got milk, baby.
Yeah, the milkman is back. this is a hardcore fight, man. You know, that shows in the numbers, man. You're talking about selling out, and hardly any promotion has been done for this fight. That shows you how much we've been wanting to see it. As far as the fight itself, you know, man, I can't remember the last time we saw two high-level chess masters, you know, going at it. My gut instinct tells me Rigo's going to take it. I think it's going to come down to who's going to be the smarter fighter. I think skill-wise, I think Rigo edges him out. Maybe not natural talent. I think Lomachenko might have that by a small margin. But I think it's going to come down to who's the smarter fighter. And I also think that, you know, y'all think, hey, you know, people might not like it. But I think the Salido loss is going to play a factor in this, given that Lomachenko is going to be in there with somebody who is just as skilled as he is, just as fast as he is, maybe a little bit smarter. And this is probably going to be the second time we're going to see Lomachenko going up against some pressure mentally. And I think subconsciously he might fold a little bit. So I'm going to give it to Rigo, my initial thoughts. But it's a hell of a fight, man. I got a question, though. Is the fight going to be at 130, or are they doing a catch weight?
No catch weight, man. It's going to be at Lomachenko's weight because it's for his WBO title. Milkman, thanks for calling in. We're going out to Larry in San Francisco. Talk to us.
Hey, do me a favor. Come back to me next call.
All right. We're going to the 419-349. 419-349. First time caller.
Yo, what's up? I definitely say that the fight was made strictly for us, and I appreciate that.
What's your name, sir?
Was doing the old school calling out and moment. Oh, my name's Ron.
Ron, where are you calling from?
I'm in Toledo, Ohio, but I live in Oakland now. So.
All right.
But going to the whole promotion scene about the whole, I honestly think that the fact that it's going on like regular broadcast television might play a part, that they might use some certain sports program to kind of advertise it, because the other fights, they didn't sell so well. This one sold out really fast if you compare it to Lomachenko's last fight. But style-wise on the fight, it's tough. Like you guys were saying, like Lomachenko is into like the bigger guy and his work rate, and Rigondeaux has been kind of, I don't know, hasn't been able to get his chances to constantly, you know. So the age factor kind of, I don't know. It's a 50-50 fight. It's either going to be Rigondeaux finally gets this chance to really show everyone he gets to fight, or Lomachenko gets to prove he's actually the real deal.
Well, all right, Ron in Oakland, thanks for calling in. We're going out to Joshua in New Orleans. Talk to us.
How you doing? It's a real good show tonight. I don't have it that much of a 50-50 fight. I never got caught up in the Lomachenko. Honestly, I can't. When anytime somebody's being forced down your throat and being overhyped and stuff like that, I never bought into him. But unfortunately, in December, he will get exposed due to the fact that Rigondeaux, calm composure, the way he fights, that's a nightmare for Lomachenko. Lomachenko does a lot of moving in and out, jumping in and out. And I think it's going to catch up with him, because when you got a skilled boxer in front of you that's disciplined and fights his style in a composed level and also has the power, the reach advantage, it's going to be a nightmare for Lomachenko. I think he's going to get beat worse than Darnell did, because Darnell was a better boxer, in my opinion, than Lomachenko, due to the fact of how these styles are. That's why Darnell gave Rigo a little problems and was able to score that knockdown in that fight due to the ability of his boxing ability. Lomachenko boxes, but he throws a lot of punches. He almost like a more skilled Pacquiao with his angle selection and what have you. And just like in the Mayweather fight, take out and have them angles because Mayweather didn't allow him to, jump in and jump out. It's going to be the same thing with Rigondeaux. Lomachenko not going to be able to get them angles off like he does against a lot of opponents, roll and slip, because Rigondeaux not going to allow be there for him to allow him to get that. So I don't see how the only way I can see Lomachenko winning this fight if we get a bad decision or something. That's my call.
Well, all right, Joshua. What's going on, brother?
You want to go back to Larry?
Let's do it. Is he ready? Did he usually hits us up?
He texts me.
Well, there you go. Larry.
Hey, big up to the boxing voice. Appreciate y'all waiting on me. I'm gonna take it easy on my man who just got off the phone and say that was a spirited call, not based in one single fact. But hey, that's why we have TBV. We all get to call in and burn and express our off opinions, and so I appreciate y'all for that. Hey, a couple of things. One, when was the last time somebody 10 years older and 2 weight classes smaller won a fight against somebody? Can either one of y'all name me that fighter in that time?
No, I cannot. And that's the way my
and it won't be in December either. Anyone calling this a 50-50 fight, there's going to be more crow after Rigo Lomachenko than there was after Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman when I got on here months in advance of that fight and guaranteed there was no possible way Danny Garcia could win that fight. It's going to be even worse for Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux is an amazing fighter, but he's 122 pounds soaking wet and wearing boots, and he's fighting another technically brilliant fighter. If he was fighting a can at 130, then we could talk about that. He's fighting Vasyl Lomachenko. Anybody saying that Rigondeaux is going to win this fight, that's fine. Have your opinion and just be ready to eat that crow come December. In terms of the promotion, I'm actually pleasantly surprised that they got the sellout this early, and I do think they're going to do some special programming on ESPN the week of the fight. Last shout out to Robert Singleton in the chat, who had the best idea I've heard on here, which was to do a 30 for 30 on ESPN on Rigondeaux and Lomachenko. That's an excellent idea. Would be a great lead into the fight. And I hope somebody at ESPN is listening and makes that happen. I'm out.
Yo, they aren't worth a 30 for 30. Like, that's a lot of production, like, costs. Like, maybe like a 4 for 4. Like, I don't know if they do that.
I thought 30 for 30 was for history. I didn't even know.
Yeah, like they can do that maybe like 10 years from now about this fight if this fight's really good. But like that 30 for 30 is not like a preview documentary like build. It's not 24/7 all access. It's not that.
All right, let's get down to these callers. We got Nelson in the Dominican Republic. Talk to me.
Hello.
What's up, brother?
Hello.
Nelson, we
Hello.
copy you. We copy you.
Okay, bro. Yeah, everybody's talking about this fight that Lomachenko is a volume puncher and he changes angles. It's true, but it does whenever the fighters are covering up. I don't think Rigondeaux is the kind of fighter that is going to just cover himself up while Lomachenko is throwing punches. I think it's going to be a lot of difficult for him to do as he does against all the fighters. Lomachenko is a master of defense. He's a master in counter punching. I think he's going to be able to counter punch Lomachenko the whole fight. It's going to be a hell of a fight for Lomachenko. Difficult, more than many people think it's going to be. I think Lomachenko is going to be dominating the later rounds, I think, because he has more work rate. He's younger and stronger. But I think the first 7 to 8 rounds of the fight, Rigondeaux is going to be dominating the fight very easily.
Well, all right, Nelson, thanks for calling in, my friend. We're going out to the fight doctor in Chicago.
Yo.
Don't even respect your ass. That's why it's time for the doctor to check your ass, nigga.
Yo, Fight Doctor in the house on Rick James status as always. What's going on, gentlemen?
What's up?
Listen, I want to address not the previous caller, but the caller before the previous caller, the genius who was talking about facts and talking about coming up two-weight classes and this and other. Listen, dude, I mean, come on, man. I wonder how tall you are because I never knew that they could stack shit so high. Listen.
So Fight Doctor.
Let's talk about facts, okay? Yo.
Do you have a fighter or a boxer
Let's talk about
who has jumped up two-weight classes in their late 30s and won a title?
Bernard Hopkins. Floyd Mayweather. Listen, Floyd Mayweather is honestly a 140-pound fighter, okay? So, yeah, it's happened before. Roy Jones Jr. Okay, so this shut up, please. Just shut the fuck up with that stupid, that's nonsense. Then we talking about from 126 to 130 pounds, okay? Roy Jones went up 25 pounds. I'm sorry, Roy Jones went up closer to 40 pounds, okay? So shut up with this. Shut up. Just stop with this foolishness. Stop, okay? And listen, let's talk about facts. Now, the idiot that called previously want to talk about facts. Let's talk about facts. Because he damn sure we're talking about facts. But here's the only fact that anybody needs to know as far as this fight is concerned. 2 words. Orlando Salido. Okay? If Lomachenko was the boxing genius that his nut huggers are making him out to be, then how in the hell do you lose to Orlando Salido? Come on, man, stop. Stop. Kill that noise. Stop with all that bullshit. Listen, Orlando Salido, okay? Anyone who thinks, I'm sorry, go ahead, I'm listening.
It was his second fight. Did Guillermo Rigondeaux fight someone of similar skill or experience in his second fight?
Listen, second fight. How many fights is he into his career? You're making it sound like it was 10 years ago. It wasn't all that long ago, okay? So stop. And if the man was as good as everyone is making him out to be, wouldn't have mattered if it was the how many amateur fights has the man had? Okay? If Lomachenko was as good as everybody is making him out to be, as all his nut-hugging crowd is making him out to be, he would not have lost the fight. Okay? Above and beyond that, if the man was as good as everyone is making him out to be, as his nut-hugging crowd is making him out to be, we would have seen a rematch. But A, he lost the damn fight to a journeyman, mind you, and B, we haven't seen a rematch. Why is that? Huh?
Fight Doctor, who do you think's a better opponent?
Lomachenko is an HBO media creation.
Fight Doctor, who do you think's a better opponent? Nonito Donaire or Rashid Warren? Or Nicholas Walters?
Nonito Donaire.
Okay, that's fine. No, if you just
has the better win by far.
Just making sure you're consistent. That's all. I can't ask a question. It's just a question. Relax. Smoke some OG. It's okay.
All right, Fight Doctor. Thanks for calling. We're going out to Fugatti. Talk to us.
Well, what's up, guys? Thanks for the show. Like, this is a great topic. Going to be a huge fight. Last guy, talking facts. Salido came in almost 25 pounds heavier than Lomachenko. Was bad on his part, obviously, right? Second fight, got bullied. A lot of dirty fucking old man tactics going in that fight. He tried to get the rematch, offered $750,000. Salido didn't take it, trying to get a tank fight. That never went through. So, I mean, talking about facts, calling other callers out. Larry's a fucking great caller. I hope he wins some awards. So the big thing here is, I mean, Rigo's never fought over 122. I mean, if he could go up weight, he would have already gone up weight. He's set at 122 and kind of cried about getting ducked by people that were moving up. And like most fighters move up if they can and they're good at it. I mean, they just move up. They fight the next guy. He's never done it. There's a reason for that. I don't think he has any chance against Loma at the weight. I think he's a great boxer, but I think a lot of people, like Larry said, are going to be eating crow after this fight. Because I think Lomachenko is going to really take out a lot of his frustration about all the online chat that's been going on, because he's a proud man and he got his name kind of dragged through the mud by Rigo. So I think we're going to see a different Lomachenko in December. I mean, this is number 2 and number 3 defensive fighter, right? Oh, I love the violin. Number 2.
You're definitely going to see a different Lomachenko because he ain't never been in there with nobody like Rigondeaux.
That's absolutely true. But I don't think Rigondeaux's ever been in the ring with someone like Lomachenko either. Because, I mean, you saw what Walters did to Donaire. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You saw what
Old
Lomachenko
Donaire.
did to
Not the
Walters.
same Donaire, buddy. Donaire was his best when he was down in the lower weight classes. You know it and I know it.
That's absolutely true. But still, I mean, come on, man. Like, Lomachenko is going to shred Rigondeaux. It's going to be a great fight, but Loma's going to win.
Well, we shall see, Fugatti. Thanks for calling in, my friend. We're going to go down the line. We got the 406-696. 406-696. First-time caller?
Yes, sir. My name is Russ, and I'm from the great state of Montana. I actually met you guys at the Canelo Triple G match.
Oh, okay. What's going on, brother? Ross, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So,
yeah, Ross, our USS.
where are you from? Where you calling in from?
That jumped a bunch. Montana.
Oh, Montana. All right. So, talk to us, man. Give us your thoughts on this.
All right. Yeah, another fighter that jumped some weight classes late in life is James Toney. But I always like it when guys play this fighter, that fighter, because Vinny Pazienza beat Roberto Duran, and Roberto Duran beat Sugar Ray Leonard. Does that mean Vinny Pazienza could beat Sugar Ray Leonard? I don't fucking think so. So stop that nonsense. I think that you made a good point, Ness. I think we're going to see a side of Lomachenko that we haven't really seen before, simply because he's never been in there with somebody as technically sound as Rigo. But I think the same thing can be said for Rigo. I think this is a true pick-em fight. I'm a Rigo guy. And I say that simply because I think as far as a boxing promotion standpoint, this is Rigo's last chance. It's the last chance he's going to get anybody at this level, because I think, left Top Rank, HBO with the Echo fight, this is kind of his swan song. If he doesn't at least go out with a bang here, I think we might be struggling to find Rigondeaux fights in the future. So, and we know that Loma is Aram's poster boy. So I don't think we're going to see any issues seeing him in the future. But that's my call, man. Keep it up, guys. You do a great job. Thanks, bud.
Thank you, brother, for calling in. What's up, Matt?
We got a ringer, Info Joe.
Can that be?
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
LA's finest is in the building. Info Joe. Yo, I said this before. This is a hardcore boxing fan's wet dream fight. This shows you boxing is back stronger than ever when you have two fighters that are really only known to hardcore boxing fans do so well in ticket sales. Man, this is epic. Great news. Shout out to the boxing guys. I'm so hyped for this fight. I wish I could be there live. I wish I was one of those ticket holders. But I still think this is a 50-50 fight. I think it is a pick'em fight because who will Rigondeaux get to prepare him to spar for Lomachenko and vice versa? It's going to be hard to find sparring partners to mimic each other. So you're gonna find them having to reach and dig down deep to win, both of them. That's why I still don't know who I'm picking yet. Thanks for the show. You're listening to the #1 pound for pound boxing podcast in the world. Peace. Hit those thumbs up.
Yes, Matt.
We have another ringer. Stainless from Nashville.
Straight to the point for those with attention deficit. I'm so repetitive, so I gotta repeat. Stainless from the streets to the deep. I'm coming with that heat. All you need to know about me, I'm coming with that heat.
Yo, TBV, what's up? Ness, Matt.
Stainless.
I was just gonna listen in, but then I heard from the messenger of the boxing guys, Info Joe, and I just wanted to chime in. I'm not gonna do like everybody else and try to make a pick right now. That would be foolish of me. I'm just excited about this fight. I really just wanted to call and say, thank you, not just for this show, but in seeing this show, I saw some other shows like talking about like Garcia and the whole Cotto Golden Boy thing. So I got some other things to look back to. So I'm looking forward to that. That's all I wanted to say was thank you for that. Man, y'all go ahead and rock out like y'all always do. And as I always say, please make sure that you push the thumbs up and share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. Check out that Patreon. If you're in the chat, man, make it a super chat and go on and push that dollar sign, man. Let's get it popping. Peace.
Stainless, thanks for calling in. Let me get to Anthony in Cincinnati. Talk to me.
What's going on, Boxing Voice? Sum it up. I was loving everybody calls. Doctor took the words right out of my mouth after that call with Larry. I love hearing Larry, but to sum it up, man, I mean, defense wins championships, offense scores points. End of story. No matter what sport it is, football, boxing, what have you. So we gonna see. It's still a 50-50 fight. I'm loving it. I wish it was in a bigger venue. I mean, it sold out that quick. Two things that worry me. That's stupid. Is it on ESPN?
Yes.
Two things worry me. ESPN cutting that shit off like they did the last couple of fights they had on ESPN with whatever sport might go over their time. And a bad scorecard. Those are the two things I'm worried about. More so the ESPN's production. But I imagine when it gets closer, I think they're gonna sprinkle some good production in. I think they're gonna do something. I mean, I have a feeling it's gonna be more geared towards Lomachenko, but I think they're gonna sprinkle something in. I'm anxious to see. I can't wait. That's my call.
Anthony, stick around, bro. We're gonna be doing a Border Wars show possibly later on, man. We gotta update the world. We're going out to Philadelphia, 267-592, 267-592. First time caller?
Yep, first time caller.
I'm going to go ahead and play this first time caller intro. Let the world know your name and where you're calling from.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
My name Eric, calling from Philly. To be honest, right, as far as this fight, I think Rigondeaux is going to get dropped, and he's going to have to dig down deep and stop Lomachenko to win this fight. And I got him winning it just like that. Only reason why I say that, right, because he controls angles and distance. But a slow fight for Lomachenko, he will pick up the pace if you're not throwing punches. So he's going to make Rigondeaux have to dig down deep and fight a little harder than what he used to because their IQ is so high. So he can't play the distant game because eventually Lomachenko is just going to put pressure on him and take that chance. Now, do I think Rigondeaux going to get dropped? Yeah, but do I think he can get up and outwill him? Outwill Lomachenko? Yeah. I definitely think somewhere along the lines Rigondeaux gonna pull this out, even though some people say it's a toss up. I don't really see it's a toss up. I see eventually Lomachenko, putting the pressure on to the point where Rigondeaux has to fight. Somewhere along the lines, some action, he get a little stun knockdown and get back up and maybe stop Lomachenko. But that's the only way I see. I don't see a slow-paced fight with this because Lomachenko will pick the pace up for any boxer that just want to pull with the jab and step back and check hook out. You know what I'm saying? That's just not going to work for him. He'll cut the ring off and make you fight in spots where I just don't think Rigondeaux is going to be able to play that laid-back style. So do I think it's possible he's going to get dropped? Yeah. But do I think he's going to win the fight? Yeah, I definitely think he's going to win the fight, man.
Well, Eric, man, thank you for calling in, brother. We're going to go out from Philly to New Jersey. Talk to us.
You know, Eric, that was my man Eric that called. That was a real good call. And it's crazy because I had it going something like the other way. I felt like Rigo would catch Lomo because I think that Rigo would come into this fight prepared for that pressure, and he'd be stepping back and he'd be doing more than jabbing and check hooking. And if and when he decides to check hook, that he will be able to land him a bit. So I felt like, you know, and it's still too early to tell, but I want to say it out there now so I look like a fucking genius later. Lomo going to go down at least once in that fight. Now, I know Rigo gets chinny. Rigo gets chinny because his defense is a little suspect sometimes, but still, you know, it's a good fight. A lot of time in between now and then, so that's my call. Keep it moving, fellas. Have a good night.
All right, I mean, thanks for calling in. We're going out to Abe in San Diego. Talk to us.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm sorry I couldn't answer earlier. I know you did that morning show. I got a write-up because I was on the phone, but I tried to answer. Anyways, I'm not going to give my prediction, but I know why they're not giving this press conference and everything. I think it's because ESPN has so much budget for the fights, the boxing fights from Top Rank. And I think they're just going to waste all their money on the legendary Jeff Horn. And that's why they're like not even caring about this fight. But actually, I'm going to make my prediction. Rigondeaux wins. It's going to be the same thing as Pacquiao versus Mayweather, except Rigondeaux finishes the business in the 11th round. And that's it, boys. Keep up the good work.
Abe, thanks for calling in, and I hope you didn't get a write-up in a negative way over there and getting in trouble for being on the phone. Next time, don't press 1. Let's go out to Skype. First-time caller? My friend on Skype, you have no username. Are you speaking today?
Yeah, that might be me. You got me on?
It is you. What is your name? Where you calling from?
My name's Scott. I'm a first-time caller from Toronto.
Scott. Thanks for Scott. Not Scott. Not Scott I've been emailing with, has it?
That's the one.
That's the one. Scott, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you guys doing?
We're good. We're good, brother. So what's your thoughts on this?
What's that?
What's your thoughts on this topic?
I just wanted to weigh in a little bit. I hear a lot of people saying this is a pick'em fight or calling it for Rigo. I don't really see that. I think Lomachenko, he's the younger man. He's the bigger fighter. I think he's got to be a big favorite going in. Pretty impressed with the way he's come out in his now 11th fight to already have Russell on there. Obviously took on Salido in his second match. Walters, he took care of easily. Pretty impressed with his record so far, obviously notwithstanding the loss to Salido, which was pretty close, pretty tight match as it is. But really looking forward to this. I think Lomachenko's a big favorite.
All right, Scott. Well, thanks for calling in, and thanks for doing an awesome job on the back end. We're going to go out to Alexander Bully in the UK. Talk to us.
Yo, my people, man, this is the hot topic, man. This is the one I've been waiting for. This is one of them polarizing fights that I think for a hardcore boxing fan, it is literally hitting the jackpot. I'm gonna have to go with my man Rigo, but I'm curious to know whether, because they've both got extensive amateur backgrounds, the both of them. I'm curious to know whether like Lomachenko will use that matrix that they talk about so much, because I think he's gonna really just avoid that and start boxing seriously, and it might be a tactical, amateurish style fight. And I think my man Rigo has just got too much intelligence, too much technical ability. But I think it's going to be a great fight. What will happen, I don't know, but I've got Rigo all the way. I'm out.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in. Work rate is what I'm worried about. Is Guillermo Rigondeaux going to fall behind due to work rate, due to the fact that he's a natural counterpuncher? In most of his fights, he's the one throwing, less punches. But he's always very accurate. So this is a very, very interesting fight. It's still 2 months out before the fight, so expect tons of coverage from TBV for this one. This has just been a sold out ticket announcement for you hardcore fight fans. So if you enjoyed this, hit that thumbs up button. Head on over to iTunes. It's absolutely free to have an iTunes account. Drop us a 5-star review and continue to let the world know that this is the best boxing podcast out there. This way, we can get more interesting callers, new characters, and we'll continue to pump out multiple episodes as long as we continue to have your support. If you want to do that, drop that 5-star review on iTunes, hit that thumbs up button, join the notification squad here on YouTube, and head on over to patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice and learn how you can support and receive some rewards. We got tons of episodes over there of overtime and border wars, sparring, tons of stuff going over there on patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. Listen, my final thoughts is I can't wait. December 9th is going to be lit. We'll be doing an immediate reaction show for this fight and every other big fight. So expect us to be right here immediately after all the interviews on Saturday nights. Erickson Lubin versus Jamel Charlo, Laura versus Gachet, Trout versus Hurd. This is going to be your immediate reaction central for immediately after those fights are over. Come over here and vent it out. I want to thank everybody that tuned in and continues to support the Boxing Voice, making us #1. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter @NestGTO. Peace.